Hi guys, welcome back to Noteworthy. This is Claire and Abbey, and we have our special guest today, Jacqueline. Our podcast kind of talks a lot about the music and drama aspect at O'Neill, and today we're going to be talking about the virtual choir concert, the virtual gala, and the spring musical coming up.
Yes, I'm so excited for our podcast today and so excited to talk to our special guest, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm a senior here at O'Neill. I am a member of the Select Choir, and I am also the Drama Club President. I've had the privilege of serving as Drama Club President for 2 years now. And a little fun fact about me, I lived in California for 4 years, from kindergarten to 3rd grade, so.
That is cool.
Awesome. As Drama Club President, we expect to hear all of the ins and outs.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Tell us about it, Prez.
So first, we'll talk about the virtual winter concert that happened back in December. So, Jacqueline, what was it like, in your opinion, to put on a virtual concert? Was it easier or more difficult than being in person?
I would have to say, I think it was more difficult all round. And before I even start, I have to give a big shout out to Mr. Reynolds, because he dedicated so much of his time to making this possible and making the concert the best that it could be. And absolutely. I would definitely say for him it was probably more difficult because he had to deal with editing and splicing and everything. But I think from a student perspective, it was very different, because when you're in person and performing a concert live, you have all these months of preparation, and then it just all comes together at one moment. And this was almost like having your own personal mini concert once a week. And it also put a lot of pressure on students because we had to learn our music much faster. I felt like, I don't know how you two felt, but
yeah, I agree.
I was like, especially in Select, because we had so many songs, it was almost like we were learning a song like for 1 week, and then it was like, okay, move on, next song. So I would say it was definitely more difficult.
Yeah, I agree. And last time Abby and I spoke on the podcast, we hadn't come to school yet, and we were wondering what will it be like once we do return hybrid. And Abby and Jacqueline, did either of you come into school in person?
I did come to school in person. I came to school in person in November, and then I came to school in person again in January when we reopened.
Nice. What about you, Abby?
Yeah. So I went in person in November, but I had to quarantine, and that did not make me happy, so I quickly switched to virtual until April. Hopefully things will settle down by then, so I can go back in.
Same here. I also went in November and am now virtual, but at least all of us here were able to get a glimpse of what in-person choir was like. Jacqueline, do you want to tell us a little bit about what that was like? I mean, singing in masks.
Yeah, in-person choir was somewhat of an out-of-world experience, if that is a good way to describe it, I think, because choir's always been just a very spirited class. Everyone's always very excited to be there, and it's we're a close-knit group of people, and just the idea of all of us being 12 feet apart, I think definitely was different for all of us. And then we couldn't really sing, and singing in masks, if you've done it, I pity you, and if you haven't, I don't recommend it. Because you'll take a breath and it comes in and covers your entire face, and then the moisture, it's uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. On our first episode, we talked about that very grossness that comes with singing with a mask. So that's funny that you said that.
Yeah. I remember what stood out to me when we were all together was we sang a warm-up But since we were 12 feet apart, I could really only hear myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, are other people singing? Because I can barely hear them over myself. Well, the virtual winter concert is up on YouTube. It's still up. It was published like right before Christmas.
I think like December 23rd.
Yeah, so it's still up on YouTube if you haven't already watched it. The band has gotten over 400 views on YouTube, and choir has gotten over 700 views on YouTube. So that's big stuff. It's definitely worth your time if you want to check it out. So moving on to our next topic, the Drama Club Gala. What is the Drama Club Gala, Jacqueline?
So the Drama Club Gala is something that we started doing in 2019, and it's always been such a great experience, I feel, because it allows all the members of the club to just put their abilities and their talents on display, and it's just almost like a mini talent show in a way, because you get a variety of acts. We generally have a lot of songs because we all love to sing in the drama club, but we also get a lot of skits as well, which are always fun to watch. So it is always just this compilation of just all the talents of the drama club just being put out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Is it normally in the auditorium, like a concert or like a play?
So, ideally, yes, it is put on in the auditorium, and it is in person. And it's funny, as I was looking at the, thinking about our events beforehand, I realized that we've only actually done one in-person drama club gala. And it's an annual event, but all of our annual events thus far have been virtual, and this will actually be our second virtual drama club gala.
Wow, so we'll have done more virtual galas than in-person galas.
Yes, by the end of this, absolutely.
That is crazy to think about. Abbey, are you doing the gala this year?
Yes, I am doing the virtual gala this year. I have a few acts, actually, more than I did our last virtual gala. I kind of pushed myself to do things that I was scared to do. I mean, it's senior year, so I wanted to go a little crazy. What about you guys?
Yeah, I am singing a song. That's what I'm doing for my skit or act.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to be singing a song, and I'm also singing a duet with Evan, so I'm excited. It's a virtual duet it's very interesting because it's sort of like a one-woman show, and then you just add in your partner.
Yeah, that's definitely weird. It's definitely different for sure.
So is this like the concert where everyone records at home and then it's just compiled together then?
Yes, it is. It's actually very similar to the concert in that respect. The students will record themselves performing their act, and then they send it forward. And we've actually been fortunate to have an O'Neill alum, Susie Wright, come back, and she's actually working as our editor, and she's putting it together so that it's becoming one continuous show. Also, our drama club director, Natalie Arneson, she has been working with students privately on their acts, like helping them get it to be the best that it can be. And then she's also been working on editing as well.
Wow, it sounds like this is going to be quite the event.
Yeah, it's great. So I know that for the winter virtual concert, you didn't have to pay. What's the case with the drama club or with the gala?
Yes, so the gala will also be a free virtual event. There will be an opportunity for people to provide, it's free. There will be an opportunity for people to provide donations, which are always appreciated, and they just help so much in the production quality of all of our shows.
Yeah. Do we know the date that the Drama Club Gala will occur?
Yes, it'll be February 6th at 7 p.m.
Wow. Well, you heard it, guys. Save the date for February 6th at 7 p.m. Will people be able to watch it after that date, after that time, or is it only live?
As far as I know, I believe it is actually only live. So it'll be active for that time, and it's kind of like a one night only sort of idea.
Awesome. That sounds very exciting and something to look forward to among all the craziness of our world today.
Definitely. I'm excited to see the whole thing put together for sure.
Yeah, it's always fun to see, especially with these virtual events, how everything comes together, because all of us just are familiar with our one part and our one section. But when you see it all come together, it's really amazing. And I think that this virtual setting has really, as much as it's prevented the normal activities and the normal things that we do, I think it's definitely served as a stimulus for creativity.
Totally. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
So we're very excited for the gala. I'm glad that that is happening and that we have another source of creativity to just watch. But Miss Drama Club President, can you tell us a little bit more about the spring musical?
Yes, absolutely. So the spring musical this year is going to be Little Women the Musical, which I am so excited about because as a personal fan of the movies, but especially the book, little tidbit for any freshmen in Mr. Luke's class right now, that was my independent reading book. I picked Little Women.
There you go.
Because I had never read it up to that point. But yeah, so that's just a little sidebar there. But I'm super excited. It's such a good story, such good music, and I think it'll be a great show for our drama club.
For anyone at home who wants to audition for the musical, do we know when those will happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't have an official date yet because that's all subject to change and figuring out everything. But it will be at the end of February. I can confirm that.
That's so exciting. So if you're listening to this podcast now and auditioning for Little Women is something that interests you, just stay tuned to the school announcements, all of that, emails, and you'll definitely hear word of it somehow.
And feel free to contact any of the drama club students or officers that you know of, because I'm sure any of them would be happy to help provide that information for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so I think that pretty much wraps up our podcast for today. As always, thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Jacqueline, for being here with us today. It was so amazing to hear your perspective on things.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This was so exciting.
It's exciting for us too. You're our first guest, so it's a special moment for the Noteworthy podcast.
Yay.
All right, thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.